A Morning in the Castle. The Calm Day of Quinn, Chapter 1. The awakening dawn in the quiet stillness of dawn, when the first gentle light seeped through the narrow, stained glass windows of the castle's chamber, Quinn stirred softly. The sky outside was painted in soft hues of pale pink and lavender, a calming palette that heralded the start of a peaceful new day. The cool morning air drifted gently through the open window, carrying with it the faint scent of dew-laden grass and blooming roses from the castle's gardens. Quinn's bed was made of plush straw and soft linen, covered by a thick woven blanket that still held the warmth of the night. The chamber was quiet except for the faint, rhythmic creaking of the stone walls as the castle settled into the day, and the delicate chirping of songbirds outside, each note clear yet soft, a lullaby written by nature herself. As Quinn slowly awoke, a faint smile touched the lips. There was no rush here, only the gentle unfolding of a new day. Carefully, with measured movement, Quinn sat up, feeling the cool touch of the stone floor beneath the feet and rubbed sleep from sleepy eyes. Chapter 2. The morning light and rituals outside the chamber, the castle was alive in a gentle way. Servants moved silently through corridors, their footsteps light and unobtrusive as they prepared for the day. In the grand hall, the flickering glow of candles cast soft shadows on the tapestries that depicted scenes of peaceful village life and lush countryside. Quinn dressed slowly. The clothes were simple yet fine, soft wool linen shirts, reinforced by finely embroidered tunics, and sturdy yet comfortable breeches. The fabric smelled faintly of lavender and flax, a gentle reminder of the fresh herbs and flowers that grew in the castle's garden. The sensation of cloth against skin was soothing. Warm yet cool in the morning's coolness. Quinn's hands moved deliberately, buttoning the tunic, brushing hair with a wooden comb, taking time for each small task. Everything was done with care, each movement unhurried and calm. Once dressed, Quinn moved to the window, pulling aside a heavy curtain of embroidered silk. Outside, the castle's courtyard stretched wide, bordered by stone walls thick and weathered, and filled with the gentle murmurs of awakening nature. The gardens beyond sparkled in the morning light, rows of vegetables. Fragrant herbs and colorful flowers swayed softly in the breeze. Bees buzzed lazily among the blossoms, and a few butterflies fluttered by in slow arcs, catching the sunlight on their delicate wings. Quinn stepped outside onto a stone veranda, feeling the coolness underfoot. The air was rich with the smell of fresh earth, dew-kissed grass, and blooming roses. The morning sounds of the castle grounds created a soothing symphony, birds singing softly, the occasional distant call of a rooster from the yard, and the faint rustling of leaves. Chapter 3. The gentle routine in the garden. Quinn's first task of the day was to tend the plants in the castle's garden. The garden was a sanctuary of simple beauty, a patchwork of neat rows, small pathways of crushed gravel, and winding patches of wildflowers. With a small leather satchel in hand, Quinn moved carefully along the rows of herbs: thyme, sage, mint, and basil. The leaves were prized for their fragrance and flavor, and in this peaceful morning they were vibrant and lush. Quinn gently plucked a few sprigs of fresh thyme, noticing the faint, fresh scent that filled the air with hints of earth and spice. As the dew began to evaporate in the warm sunlight, tiny droplets shimmered on the leaves like thousands of tiny jewels. Quinn paused to touch a leaf, feeling the soft, textured surface beneath fingertips, smooth, slightly velvety, cooling to the touch. The gentle sound of grass rustling in the breeze and the occasional hum of insects provided a calming background to the mindful task. Next, Quinn moved to the flower beds filled with roses, daisies, and lavender. The soft fragrance of lavender drifted lazily through the air. Quinn paused to breathe it in deeply, feeling the warmth of the sun on the skin and the gentle caress of the breeze. Each flower was a tiny miracle of color and fragrance, quietly blooming in the peaceful morning. Chapter 4. The quiet morning meal. After tending to the garden, Quinn returned to the castle's kitchen, where the hearth was already burning softly, crackling with a gentle, comforting warmth. The smell of freshly baked bread, warm, yeasty, and slightly sweet, wafted through the stone corridors, mingling with the aroma of simmering herbs and cooked vegetables. A simple breakfast awaited: fresh bread sliced thick and fragrant, dipped in a bowl of soft, churned butter, a cup of warm honey and cream, and a handful of plump, ripe berries from the castle's orchard: strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries. The room was filled with a peaceful silence, only broken by the soft clinking of wooden bowls and the gentle rustling of fabric. Quinn sat by the window, watching the sunlight spill across the stone floor and listening to the quiet hum of activity in the castle. Servants humming softly as they prepared food, the faint sound of water trickling from a nearby fountain, and the occasional chirp of a sparrow outside. Eating slowly, Quinn savored each bite, feeling the warmth of the bread in the hand, the cool sweetness of berries, and the rich cream melting softly in the mouth. It was a simple pleasure, this quiet moment of nourishment and calm. Chapter 5. Preparing for the day's simple tasks with breakfast finished, Quinn tidied the space and washed the dishes in a basin of warm water infused with herbs, lavender and rosemary, smelling faintly in the gentle morning air. The sound of water lapping softly against the wooden basin was soothing, like a lullaby for the soul. Then, Quinn took a moment to sit quietly in the garden, on a low wooden bench carved with gentle curves. The sunlight, now warmer, drifted down, casting a calming glow. The fresh scent of herbs and flowers filled the air as Quinn reflected on the simple beauty of the morning. In this peaceful setting, the day stretched lazily ahead, full of gentle chores. Cleaning the castle's stone corridors with a soft brush, polishing the wood furniture with beeswax, helping tend the animals in the stable, and walking along the castle walls, admiring the view of the rolling green countryside beyond. Each task was performed with calm patience. Everything moved at a gentle, unhurried pace, reminding Quinn of the quiet, enduring harmony of home. Chapter 6. Walking through the courtyard later in the morning, Quinn wandered through the castle's courtyard, where stone paths crisscrossed between small fountains and carved benches. The stones felt cool and slightly rough underfoot, comforting in their steady solidity. Nearby, a small fountain bubbled softly, the water flowing over smooth stones and into a shallow basin, creating a gentle, continuous rippling sound, like a lullaby from the earth itself. The courtyard was lined with tall, leafy trees, oak, chestnut, and hazel, whose branches stretched upward like welcoming arms. The dappled sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating shifting patterns of light and shadow on the ground. A gentle breeze stirred the leaves, causing them to whisper softly, a soothing music that blended with the distant sounds of birds. On a nearby bench, Quinn paused to feel the coolness of the stone against the hands and looked out at the peaceful rolling hills beyond the castle walls, where the land stretched in gentle waves, dotted with daisy patches, wildflowers, and a few wandering sheep. Chapter 7. The calm afternoon approaches. As the morning grew into afternoon, the castle's activity slowed slightly. Servants took a moment of rest, sitting quietly with cups of herbal tea, chamomile or lemon balm, sipping slowly as they exchanged gentle words or simply gazed at the peaceful scene outside. Quinn found a soft patch of grass beneath a flowering tree and settled there comfortably, feeling the lush blades of grass against the skin, moist and cool. The wind carried the scent of jasmine from the flowering vines that twisted gently around the castle walls. The sky above deepened into a soft blue, dusted perhaps with a few slow-moving, wispy clouds. The gentle hum of bees and the distant call of a lark created a calming bird-song lullaby. Quinn closed his eyes briefly, listening to these natural sounds, feeling the serenity deeply in his heart. Chapter 8. The evening approaches as the sun dipped lower on the horizon, casting a golden glow across the landscape. Quinn helped to prepare the evening meal, a simple, nourishing stew made with vegetables and herbs, flavored lightly with salt and a touch of honey. The smell was warm and inviting, like a gentle hug from the earth. The dining hall was filled with soft conversations, a few quiet laughs, and the gentle clatter of plates and cups. Outside, the sky turned a subtle shade of amber, and the first stars began to appear, tiny twinkling eyes watching over the peaceful land. After the meal, Quinn took a few moments to walk through the castle's courtyard once more, feeling the cool stones underfoot, listening again to the whispering leaves and the distant hum of insects settling in for the night. Chapter 9. The night falls. As night fully embraced the castle, quiet descended like a soft blanket. The flickering glow of lanterns created a warm, amber light that danced softly against the stone walls. The castle's halls grew silent, save for the occasional gentle footsteps of those settling into rest. Quinn returned to the chamber, where the bed lay invitingly, waiting for sleep. The curtains of soft silk covered the windows, shielding the peaceful darkness from the sleeping world outside. The night sounds, chirping crickets, a distant owl's song, the faint hum of the wind became a lullaby in themselves. As Quinn slipped under the blanket once more, feeling the softness of the linen and the warmth of the straw mattress, a deep sense of calm and contentment settled within. The mind relaxed, the body grew heavy, and the peaceful rhythm of a simple day in the castle drifted quietly into sleep, soft and gentle, like a dream nestled in the arms of night. And so, in the calm of the castle, with the peaceful glow of the moon shining softly through the window, the day ended as it began, in serenity, in harmony, in gentle slumber. Good night, and may your dreams be peaceful and your rest deep. As the stars shimmered quietly beyond the thick stone walls, the castle settled into its nocturnal hush. Outside, the gentle rustling of leaves in the cool evening breeze whispered along the courtyards and corridors, a lullaby carried softly through open window shutters. The air, filled with a faint scent of blooming jasmine from the garden, drifted inward, mingling with the warm, subtle perfume of sheepskin and linen from the chamber. Within the chamber, the flickering flames of a solitary, wrought iron candle cast a gentle amber glow, flickering softly against the tapestries that adorned the walls, each woven with stories of old, their textures rich and comforting under fingertips. The mattress, plush and welcoming, was covered in a patchwork quilt, embroidered with delicate motifs of vines and blooms, offering a sense of gentle familiarity and quiet security. A carved wooden basin rested on a nearby table, with cool, clear water reflecting the faint light and inviting moments of tranquility. Curled beside it, a small cluster of dried herbs, lavender, chamomile, and mint, breathed a calming aroma, filling the air with subtle serenity. Nearby, a simple wooden chime, fashioned from slender willow branches, softly swayed in a draught, sounding a delicate ringing note, a lullaby sung by the wind. In this tranquil space, the hearth's last embers glowed softly, their warmth still radiating through the night, offering comfort without flickering flare. Outside the window, the moon's silver glow cast shadows that danced gently across the stone floor, turning the nighttime world into a landscape of quiet silver and shadow. Every detail was imbued with peace, a profound stillness that invited slumber and reflection alike. A few moments slowed as a gentle breeze drifted through the open window, bringing with it the faint scent of dew-kissed grass and the distant call of a nighttime owl. The soft stroking of linen sheets against tired limbs, the faint tick of a clock's slow pendulum, and the distant murmur of quiet voices from the castle's kitchens, all blended into a tranquil symphony. Life here moved with a slow grace, a dance of stillness and gentle motion that reassured the soul. In this peaceful haven, the world outside was forgotten, replaced by a quiet interior filled with soft thoughts and tender silence. As sleep drew near, every breath deepened, every heartbeat slowed, sinking into the gentle embrace of night's calm. And so, in this sacred stillness, the peaceful heart of the castle continued its quiet vigil, cradling all within in restful harmony. Good night once more. May the silent night hold you in its tender arms, guiding you safely into dreams of serenity and gentle repose.